Good morning. Heading up over Vegetation Pass today. Another beautiful day. Actually, it's nice and cool this morning. Kind of a breeze, but haven't seen any critters. Sun's starting to come up. Could be another beautiful day. Today we're going to get to Two Medicine Front Country Campground. I've got some friends there hosting at the campground. I'm hoping it's not their day off. And I should do something to take the stink off me before I get there. I tend to smell real bad after a week on the trail or 10 days. Got a critter right up here. Can't see through the trees. It could be an elk. Oh, it's a deer. Good morning. You want to come through? You can come through. You can come through if you want. I'll get off the trail. Come on. Come on through. Didn't think she would. He would. It's okay. I'm just moving through. Got your velvet. Have a good winter. You have a good winter, eh? I'll see you next year. I like your ears. Mule deer. Can't remember the name of this lake, but we're going right up there in that saddle, just to the left of the peak. And we'll get up there, the sun's shining. This is going to look like a turquoise ring down here. I think there's a couple lakes you see from up there. And they're just beautiful. I set up over by the lake to have breakfast, and the wind's just blowing way too hard. So I had to get up here in the trees and have a little cereal and make some protein mix. Need some gas to get up over that hill. So, in a perfect world, I would have a permit that would let me do about 12, 15 miles a day, just nice short days where you can, I like to just meander and be quiet, and that's how you see wildlife. And you know, if you're yelling hey bear all the time, you might as well be yelling hey goat, hey mule deer. I mean, you're not going to see any of them. And you know, when you're walking slow like I do, you're not surprising anybody. You know, not that you can't have a problem, but you know, most of the time, if you read enough stories, like a couple, 3 years ago maybe, a local U.S. Forest Service employee on his day off was mountain biking just outside the park here, and you know, he came flying down the mountain probably around a bend and ran into a bear just like I've seen the last couple days. And you know, they crashed. So the bear thinks he's being attacked and killed the guy. So those things do happen, but you know, if you put it into perspective, if you're walking down the street at home, you're probably not carrying bear spray, and you can pick up the paper every day and see where humans have killed each other. And so, you know, most bears out here, I mean, I've been hiking out here my whole life, and I've only had one encounter that I knew the bear was upset. It all turned out fine. It was on the Great Divide Trail, a place called Dutch Creek, and I was in my tent, so I felt safe because it was ripstop nylon. How could he get to me? And you know, I was probably snoring or something. I woke up and you've seen my tent. It's not very big, and the bear was a lot bigger than my tent. And you know when they're upset because they're shaking their head, they're snorting, the hair's up on the back of their neck, and I don't know what I did to him, but anyway, I had bear spray. It was like one of the second years probably that I had it, and took the safety off. I was carrying a 35mm camera in those days, and took some pictures through my bug net because I had my vestibule open. I could just see this fur going back and forth, and finally I sang to him and he left. But that's as close as I've ever come to having an aggressive bear encounter. Now yesterday when I came into Morningstar, the trail from Cut Bank comes around the lake shore, and there were a bunch of guys there fishing. And when I was eating last night, they were telling me that they were fishing. They could see a couple running down that trail. They thought they were joggers, which I don't think that'd be a good idea. I know a lot of people like to mountain run, but I don't think in grizzly country it's a good idea. You'll trip right over them before you see them. Anyway, they had seen a sow with a cub on the other side of the lake, and you know, they were in a panic. And you know, to run is not what you need to do. I mean, think about an animal, you know, not always, but running will give them a chase response. Think about your house cat. You know, a mountain lion is just a big house cat. And you know, I've got a cat that lives in our motorhome with us, Boo Boo, and he's got a toy that lights up and takes off every once in a while, and you know, he just gets in his butt wiggling and his paws clicking, and you know, it's just that chase response. He'll do that every day. He's not the smartest cat in the world. But again, you have to put it in perspective. I mean, you know, and probably when I did the CDT in '99, that was the first time I'd actually seen bear spray. I was in Yellowstone, Heart Lake Geyser Basin. There were a couple of rangers looking for a lost hiker, and I helped them for a couple hours, and they noticed that I didn't have bear spray, and I said, I'd never heard of bear spray. And you know, I was kind of new at that time, so after that I started carrying it. But for years people didn't have bear spray out here, and you know, there weren't any more problems than there are now. You're probably smart to have it. I mean, I'm not gonna not carry it, but I'll probably never use it, and at least I hope not. So the only way I'm going to get a permit that would put me every place I wanted to be and not have to do 20-mile days and take your time would be now to win the lottery. Got to win the lottery to try and get a permit. I think there are my sheep up there at the summit waiting for me. I wonder why I didn't see them. I usually see them right along this side on the trail here. They'll already take off by the time I get up there. This is Dawson Pitamac, and if you go that way, you go up and over Dawson Pass and come out down the Tumed Valley at the head of Tumed Lake. But I'm taking Pitamac this way with the goats, and it'll come out at the campground down there. And I don't think I'm going to be able to show you the turquoise lakes because the sun's not coming out yet. It's up there, but it's cloudy. So you drop down this valley, and now you're looking out there at the Great Plains. Once you leave Browning, you don't see a tree till you get to Minnesota. Good morning. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'll sit down and have something to eat. We can talk. So when I get home, I'll have to dig out some pictures of these lakes with the sunshine and show you that turquoise. And you can see morning star just over the rise down that nook down there. Just to give you some perspective, like I say, way down there, that little dot is morning star where I camped last night on the lake. And on this side of the pass, you've got Old Man down here, and there's a campsite there, I think at the foot. I've only stayed there a couple times, but it's only, you know, half a dozen, 8 miles maybe up to the campsite from the Front Country Campground in Tumed. So I love all the vegetation out here, and every season is different, of course. You know, if you come earlier, like June, July, you're going to see all the bear grass, which is pretty impressive. And earlier in June, glacier lilies just everywhere. And then different elevations, you're going to see different phases of the same plants. Got some folks climbing up here this morning. So I just passed 3 guys from Chicago that said they stayed at Old Man last night with some guy toting a shotgun, which is legal out here. You can carry a gun, you just can't shoot it. Can't take it in a federal building like an outhouse. But why? I mean, really, if you haven't got the guts to come out here and hike without a weapon, just stay home. You know, here's what's going to happen. You're going to either wound something that's going to then rip your face off, or run off and rip somebody else's face off because it's wounded, or you're going to kill something that doesn't need to be killed, or wound something that doesn't need to be wounded. So I see a lot of people out here packing a pea shooter, and I tell them, you know the rule, and they say there's no rule. Though there is a rule. I said that thing's not going to stop a grizzly. I had one of those in the Marine Corps, and you're just going to piss him off, and then he's going to rip your face off. So you always want to save that last round for yourself. It's so stupid. So if you're afraid of bears that much, why don't you just hike in Michigan? We have friendly black bears there. Won't need a gun. Can be a lightweight backpacker. This guy picked me up and brought me to West Glacier, and now I've just run into him toward the end of the trip. So now introduce yourselves.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Jenny.
Carl.
August.
Amanda.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being Montana hospitality and picking me up.
We're locals doing tourist things.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was fun. So my plane landed, I told you, in a hailstorm, and then the blackest cloud I've ever seen hanging over the whole valley, and I thought I'm going to get wet. But Carl picked me up immediately, took me out of his way all the way to West Glacier in the rain and dropped me off. And now they're out here camped at Tumed tonight and doing the loop. So up to Pitamack and Dawson and back down the other side. Great day hike, you know, it's 18 miles. Anyway, I'll have to buy a 6-pack of beer and take it to their campsite tonight, because I sure appreciate it when people pick me up and go out of their way to take me where I need to go. There's home for the night down there. That's Two Medicine Campground. Can't see it right now, but it sits on Prairie Lake, which is fed by Two Medicine. And there's a store on the shore of Two Medicine where you can take a boat ride. And a little breeze today, so I can smell the huckleberry ice cream from way up here. Okay, this is Prairie Lake. And just up the valley there is Two Medicine.